will be starting with the pandas today. As we read already, NumPy, like NumPy, pandas is also one of the library of your Python. You see, there are nowadays large applications are there, so many data are there into the application. So to handle all the data, pandas have really been proven to be very fruitful because it is really helpful in organizing the data. That's why pandas came into existence. There was no any other module which can really fix up the problems of arranging the data, and hence the pandas came into existence. Like NumPy is there, but it is only for the mathematical operations which to be done with the data. But pandas is there, which is used to even organize all the data along with its mathematical operations. Is it okay now? Am I audible to you clearly now? Is it working now? Am I clearly audible? Yes, no.
Ma'am, it's not very clear.
Is it better now? Hello. Can you listen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Okay, we'll start then. So now Pandas is one of the library which is usually associated with Python. So there are two main libraries which we are going to be reading now. One is your NumPy, which you already have done, and we have done NumPy because there are so many functions which will be used with Pandas. So that's why NumPy we have already covered, and now we'll be doing Pandas. Along with Pandas, when you'll go for like installing Pandas, by default with Pandas, your NumPy will also install. So for Pandas, the main statement when you go for installation is your pip install Pandas. It is same as we were doing it into the NumPy. So what you have to do, you have to go to the command prompt first, and then you have to mention, you have to specify the address over here. Suppose if my address is that my file is in E drive with Python folder. See, my file is not in E drive. That's what it is saying that the path you specified is not correct. So what you have to do for that, you have to just go to your Python file folder. As I mentioned you before, my Python system software has been cracked up, so I cannot use it now. So what you have to do is you have to go to your Python software, right click over it. From there, you will get the exact location of it. If you are not understanding, you can go to the NumPy lectures, recording lectures, where I have explained you how to install NumPy. In the similar way, you are going to install Pandas, but the command used for it for the Pandas will be your pip install Pandas. Also, if you are unable to work with your IDLE, you can always download Anaconda, or you can use in Anaconda, Spider, or whatever your preferred choices. Because for me also, I'm using now Spider because my IDLE is not working on my system as it is 32-bit system. It is not operational over here. I'm getting so many errors while installing it. So that's why I have to also work now on Anaconda. So if you want, you can also download your Anaconda and you can work on Spider or Jupyter, whatever you want. But for the lab, it will be always ideally only. That's why I'm telling you the statement also how to do it. So what you are going to do is you have to install it using pip install Pandas. Like we were doing it for NumPy, in the similar way you will be doing it for Pandas. So once the packages has been downloaded in the IDLE, if you are using Anaconda, there is no need to download. Already Pandas, NumPy, all the modules are already installed in it. You do not have to download it. You just have to use the import statement in the ID in the environment where you are going to type. In the similar way, if you're using IDLE, you have to install the Pandas with this command pip install Pandas. As you install it, it will definitely say you that successfully installed. If the message appears like successfully installed, then you can go to the IDLE and you can type the import Pandas and press an enter button. So as you will write import pandas. If after entering the button, next prompt up saying that write another command, no error comes up, that means your pandas has been installed perfectly. So for checking whether your pandas has been installed perfectly or not, you have to write import pandas as PD. So before going over the pandas or the numpy, make sure that your setup is fully organized and arranged that you can work on it. If it is not working properly, like I was getting the problem with 32-bit system, so I could not really install. I can install pandas, but while writing the import statement, I was getting lots of error that it could not found the pandas module. That is because of the software problem or my, I don't understand what the problem was there, but actually it was 32-bit system I'm working on currently. It is very old version and pandas is not supporting that old system. That's why the problem was occurring there, and hence I need to install the spider one. So you can install any one with your preferred choice, whatever you want, but you should always remember the commands for installing it. If in case you are working in the lab which you will be working, and for the practicals, if pandas is not there, sometimes it might get corrupted, then you have to install at that time, and in the practicals we cannot really help you, so you should know the commands how to do it. So the command for it is pip install pandas. Now going on to the pandas, pandas have two main data structures. One is your series, second one is your data frame. And let me very clear it to you that series and data frame. Data frame is a bit mentioned in your textbook, but series is at all not there. It was a portion of your 11th class, which was being omitted
काय
when your new class was there. So,
मी उठूनच आहे.
so your first one is your, if you are talking something, you can mute your phone or your system. So first one is we have a series. So series says that it is a kind of one-dimensional array. As we read in NumPy arrays, similarly series is your one-dimensional array which can hold your strings, integers, and floats. All the three things can be held by it. Now, if you want to generate a series, you can generate it using this syntax which says PD. PD we are using here is because we have already defined here import pandas as PD. That means instead of pandas, we can use now simple name PD also. So that's why I'm using here as PD. If you are not used it as, if you are not writing it as import pandas as PD, instead if you are writing only import pandas, then what you have to do here, you have to write here pandas dot series. So rather than writing pandas, I'll be writing a PD because I've already mentioned that I'm importing pandas as by the name PD. So PD dot series. Now see, the syntax matters a lot. While writing a series, as should be capital because the module which is already there inside it is with capital S. If you write it with its small s, then it will look for the definition where is that series present and it will not figure out, it will not find out and it will prompt you an error. So it should be S should be a capital. So PD dot series, and then in the small brackets, the two elements are there. One is data and another one is index. Now data says it can be your dictionary, it can be your array, it can be your list, or it can be any scalar value like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whereas indexing says that whatever the values you are giving, see you can see your example, like I have given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 elements are there. So you can give the indexing also to it. Like suppose I want 1 should be A, 2 should be B. In the similar way, I can give indexing also. I'll be showing you an example how to use the indexing. So series takes two elements, two arguments. In computer language, it has been referred to as arguments, where whatever goes inside the parenthesis is your arguments. So two arguments are there. One is your data and another one is your index. So data is your whatever you are entering for the element to insert, and your index is what indexing do you want to give it to. So let's go through the example now. See, well, for creating a series, we can create it using three ways. One is dictionary, one is ND array or list, and second is a scalar value. So let's see the creation of the series, how we can create. So the first is our ND array. ND array means N means you can create any dimensional array, one dimensional, two dimensional. That indicates your ND array. So if you want to create any data using ND array, then how you can create it? You can create it using this example. Now see, I have mentioned on all the slides the example also. These examples are going to be there in your journals. So whatever the topics we will be covering, we will be writing the same data into your journal also. That's why I've indicated the complete course of code also, and also the output also. You have to type the same code, or you can change the content in it and take the output and save the file in that name. You can save this file like creation of the series using ND array and series underscore ND array. So save all the files, and when we'll be meeting into the classroom, then only we will write them into the journal. Don't write it now. Just save it into a folder saying practicals, and then you can keep your all the files over there. So when we talk about this, that creation using ND array, what does it do? If data is an ND array, first thing which comes into the mind is that your index must be of the same length as data. If you are providing the index, your index should be of the same length. If I have 5 elements in that, then index should be 5. If I have 6 elements, then index should be 6. If no index is passed, if you are not passed any index, you can see the example over here, I have not passed any index, then what it will by default create the index. So by default, indexing always starts from 0. And if it starts from 0, it will definitely end before one of the elements. Like if I have 5 elements, then the last index will be your 4. Because if it counts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it automatically becomes 5 in number, 5 elements. So if it starts from 0, its length will be length of the data minus 1. That means if the length of the data is 5, if 5 elements are there, 5 minus 1, 4. So the indexing will go till 4. Am I clear to you all? Yes, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So this
Yes,
is one of,
ma'am.
this is one of the example. See, whenever you are writing pandas program, you have to install NumPy. You have to import NumPy also. The first statement says import pandas as PD. As you will press enter into your IDLE or into your IDE, what will happen? It will show you an error. If there is any error that pandas is not installed properly, it will show you an error at that time only. If it is installed properly, then it will move on to the next line. So first statement will be import pandas as PD. Since we are working on pandas, we have to import first pandas. Then second, we are importing NumPy because we are using array. And array are in the NumPy. Array के जितने भी functions है, NumPy deals with it. So we have to import NumPy also. Now as PD, as NP, you can write any other name also, whatever you want. Now see, we are creating a series using array. So first we have to create an array for that. So we were having already a list of the characters which is having geeks. So what can I do? I can convert this list of the character first into the array. So np.array will be used for it. And after converting this array, I am saving into this particular data. You can give any other name, ARR or AP, whatever is the preferred one. I'm putting here data. Now this data I have to convert into the series. So pd.series and see S is capital over here. So pd.series and in your parenthesis data will go. Because the array has been converted, now this array's name is be given as data. So data will go over here, and then this data will be converted into series, and your series will be now, you have converted that series and you have saved it into this name SER. So now if I print SER, you can see the series over here. I think that you will be much clear with this equal to and all. It would be cleared in 11th class itself that if you write anything over in the right hand side, it will get assigned to the left hand side. कि अगर आप अरे यहाँ पर कुछ भी लिखते हो, जो भी ऑपरेशंस यहाँ पर आप करते हो, उस ऑपरेशन का जो भी रिजल्ट होता है विल बी सेव इनटू योर इक्वल टू ऑपरेटर लेफ्ट हैंड साइड जो भी नेम लिखा हुआ है उसमें. So this is how if array has been created, that will be saved into data. So now if series has been created using data, it will be saved into your SER name. So now I'm going to print your SER and the output will be like this. This is a series. Now see, one more thing over here. Why people are coming up so late in the meeting? Okay, so one more thing over here is, see, you have not mentioned indexing over here. So in that case, if indexing is not mentioned, see, it is by default creating an index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, indexing will also be your output. When you go for series output is like this. It will show you index as well as it will show you the element which has been passed for your series. So if indexing is not mentioned, it will by default give indexing from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now see, the last element is our S, but the 5 elements are there, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But the indexing is not till 5. because we are starting it from 0, and that's why that rule applies over here. 0 to length of the data minus 1. So length of the data over here is we have 5. So 5 minus 1 will be 4. So indexing will go till 4. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? So going on to the next slide. This is one more example I have put over here for you all. See, now here one more example is there. There what I was doing, I was taking a simple array and I was passing that array into this. Now suppose if I don't have any values for the array, but I have to generate a random array of 5. So what can I do? As already I have mentioned into the NumPy classes that we can use this functions for generating the random arrays. So the syntax used for it will be np because it is associated with NumPy. So np.random down random array and create the random array of 5. 5 elements should be there. Now while creating a random array, we have created a random array. Now we know that the size of the element is 5. So indexing should go till 5. Now I want the index to be A, B, C, D, E. I do not wanted a default index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted the indexing should be given as 0, 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, D, E. So I mentioned myself that indexing should be, and it should always be in square brackets. Do not forget to see the square brackets. So when you will type the code, then only you will figure out this mistakes. While looking at the screen, you cannot really figure out. While you will type this, you can write it. While typing only, you will figure out that you have to write small bracket or big bracket. You can write this example also in your journal. Only one example will go with it. So you have to perform it into your IDLE or whatever the software you're using for Python. So indexing will be A, B, C, D, E. Now let's see its output. Now see whatever the operations we are doing over here should get it into the S. Should be stored into the S. So when I go for S, that show me S, what S is there. So see, you can see this garbage value over here, random values. So why this random values are there? Because we have used this that create an array of random values and it should have a size of 5. So they have created a random array of 5 elements inside it, and we have deliberately told them that the indexing should be A, B, C, D, E. So the indexing is now we have it A, B, C, D, E. So they have shown the indexing like this. If indexing would be not given, then what it would be? It would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 by default. Now see, if you want to see only the index, you can use this operator as dot index. So what it will show you only the index of it, also what kind of data type it is. Now since we are using array, that's why it is saying it is a kind of object. It is an array. So that's why it is saying object. If it would be integer or something like that, then it would come like area, integer and all. But series always take objects only, like list object is there, array object is there, dictionary object is there. That's why it is saying data type is an object. Now see, they are showing you the example of that also, that if you do not write indexing over here, then it will by default take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have created our series using first ND array. You can see here ND array. That means we have created an array and then we have passed it to the series and we have seen the output, how it looks like. Now see, we can create the series using dictionaries also. How can we create? As you already know that dictionary is written into this way. If there is something inside the curly brackets with key value and pair, it is considered to be as a dictionary. So we have a dictionary D. We have named it as a D and the contents are over here as B is to 1, A is to 0 and C is to T. So we have already a dictionary. Now we can create our series from dictionary also. So the syntax we have is our pd.series and we can just pass the dictionary over here. Now see, if you write directly this command, it will directly show you output. If you write something like this, that A should be equal to pd.series and D, then your whole series will come into A and then you can write print A. So A will be here over here. You can write it any way. You can use the way we have done it into the ND array. You can also do in this way. But better will be if you assign some values like A equal to. So it becomes very clear. Directly writing like this will not store it anyway. It will just show you output. Now see, what does it happen in dictionary? The 3 values are given in which the B, A, and C are already key. So what does it do? It takes the keys as an index. When you pass dictionary, its keys are considered to be an index. So you can see B, A, C and 102. Its value associated with it has come. So when you write pd.series and you convert a dictionary into series, by its default its keys converts into your index and its values will be written just near to it, whatever the values are here. Now what in case if you also want to give an indexing to it? So in that case, you can see one more example is given over here where indexing is not there. So you can clearly see if indexing is not given, the key values has been considered as the index. But what if you deliberately wants to give the indexing to it? So in that case, what happens? Suppose I have a dictionary D, which is already mentioned over here, and I want the indexing to be B, C, D, A. I don't want like this ABC. I want it should be indexed as B, C, D, A. So what it will do in that case, it will look for B. That B से associated कौन सा element है? It's 1, so it will print here B1. If you then it will look for C, that what's the element associated with it. So it will look for C, it is 2, so it will put over here 2. Now it will look for D, but C, D is not there. So in that case, if there is any extra index in that, and you do not have element for it, then what you can do, D will be there, but NaN, that index, that it stands for not a number. There is no number for it. So it will print here NaN. Now it will look for A and it will give 0. In the same way, if you are going for, if it is only for dictionaries, that if there is any extra indexing, it will go for NaN. It is not so for any ND array, because it was already given that the length should be fixed according to the number of the elements. In dictionary, if you write any extra indexing, it will show you NaN. Now going on to the scalar value. So we were learning 3 methods of creating the series. First was using ND array, second was using dictionary, and third is now using a scalar value. The scalar value says it can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it can be 10, 11, any number can be there for this. So suppose if you are taking any float number, 5 point something. So what, and we have mentioned the index A, B, C, D, E. Now as ND array rule says that the number of the elements should be same as the number of the index. Dictionary doesn't say that. So what can be done in case of scalar values? We have only one value, but the indexing has been given as A, B, C, D, E. 5 indexing has been given there. So what will happen in that case? It will repeat the value. Whatever the value has been given will be repeated 5 times according to the index. Because indexing has been given as A, B, C, D, E, so indexing has to be there now, because series is dependent on the index. So indexing will always be there. But if the value has not been given, in a scalar case, it will write like this 5.0. It will duplicate its value or repeat its value. But in case of dictionary, what it will do, if the value is not there, it will write NaN, not a number. Is it clear? Should we move forward, or do you want me to repeat this how to create series? It's not there in the textbook. It is from the 11th textbook. It is going to be added for the 12th class. So you should be very clear. We have 4 practicals associated with this topic. If any doubts, I can repeat it now. If no, then I'll move forward. One is your ND array. The example is already written over there. The dictionaries are there. And the another one is your series. Now the next operations we have, as you don't have any doubts, we'll move forward. Accessing and selecting elements of series. Now suppose we have created the series. Now we want to access the elements of it. So we can access the element of this using the position as well as using the indexing of it. There are 2 ways. One, you can select it with the position. That means whatever the indexing is, the label name is given, and another one is using indexing. So let's see how it works. So if we are going to select it with the position, so what position says that at which index it is properly there. So you can use the index operator for this. Index operator में क्या होगा आपका square brackets होगा. Always remember square brackets should be there while using index operator. So use the index operator to access the elements in a series. If you want to access any element, you can use always indexing as we used to do it into the array. Array में भी हम जैसे करते थे, like if you want 5 element, we can directly write in square brackets 5th element. So an array 5th element comes out. The similar way you can use here also indexing. If you want multiple elements, you can always use slice operation. Now slice is already clearly understandable by you in your NumPy. Recordings are there. You can go through the recordings for your NumPy lectures where slice has been mentioned clearly. You can see the example over here. Suppose we already know how to access one single element. We can directly mention here that I want first element, second element, third element, and the output will be there. But the problem usually comes if you want a subset of the elements, minimum 4 to 5 elements. So suppose if you want to access 5 elements from this, and we have a list of these characters. So first we will convert it into the array, because we can pass an array to the series. So first we are converting whatever the elements we were having, we are converting it to the array and storing it into the data. Now we have our data with us, which is having an array of the characters. So what can I do? I can create a series from this, before accessing the element, you would have to create a series first. So we have created a series for it, which has been stored into the SER. अभी जो भी हमारा series है सारा SER के अंदर saved है. The name of the series has been given as SER. Now suppose if you want to access the first 5 elements, I forgot to write your first 5 elements. It's first 5 elements. So what can I do? Its indexing has not been given. So by default, its indexing will start from 0. So now let's calculate from 0 to 5. So, and its indexing will end at 4, length minus 1. So length is 5. 5 minus 1 is your 4. So it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the output should come till S. So you can see the output is here S and it's gigs because we have mentioned here as series is to 5. Now see, you have to start index and here end index has been written into slicing. If start index is not given, its by default is 0. If end index is not given, its by default is your last element. So they have not given the starting index. That's why we have taken it as 0, which is G, and it should end on 5th element. That means indexing is there. That means on the 4th number of element it should end. So we have the output it like this. So this is the way we can do using indexing. So this is one of the method is your slicing. Along with the slicing, you can do it with the locations also. Here is one more example of your slicing, that if you have this much of elements and if you want to slice it, you can do it like this. This is your, now we can use along with slicing. If the meeting ends in 10 minutes, you have to rejoin it again. Only 5 to 10 minutes more I'll be taking after that. So now if you want to do the indexing using location, .loc can be used for it. In case of location, what do? You actually specify the labeling or the indexing you are given. It is by default indexing, that's why you are taking 3 to 6. But if I give ABCD over here, then also you can take the .loc function and you can mention here that I want ABC or whatever the rows do you want. So what can you do in this case? Sanraj, do you have any doubts? You are raising your hands. You can write it into the chat box if you have. Otherwise, don't play
Why
with
we
the
are
command.
using LSE?
LOC is also along with slicing. You can go with LOC also. LOC allows you to write this indexing by yourself. Now this is a by default index. In another example, I'll tell you how you can use the LOC more clear. Along with LOC, you can use ILOC also. I stands for here that you can only use integer values. One key difference you can note down over here is C. If I write 3 is to 6, that means start from 3 and along according to the indexing. If we are going for slicing, we are not using LOC. It will run 3 to 5. 3, 4, and 5 elements should come. But you can see the output is over here 6 because we are using here .loc. So जो आप LOC आप use करते हो, then all the index have been included. 3 is also included, 4 is also included, 5 is also included, and 6 is also included, which is not so in slicing. This is the difference of LOC. If you are going with ILOC is also same as integer indexing is there, so it is also same as the slicing. In this also, the 6 will not be included and 3, 4, and 5 will only included. There are 3 ways. Slicing is there, location using .loc you can find out, and using .ILOC also you can figure it out. See, this will explain you better. So this is the example in which I am using LOC as well as I am using ILOC. So what will be happen over there? If first I have to convert it into the series as usual because we are working on the series, then I have deliberately given an index. It should be ABCD. 1 to 3 for indexing hona chahiye hamara ABCD. So when I print this series, let me see whether series gets printed or not first. So you can see the output. So series has been printed as this 1, 2, 3, 4 is the series and its indexing is A, B, C, and D. Now see, I wanted to print using .loc. I was telling you कि आप LOC के अंदर indexing खुद से दे सकते हो instead of by default indexing. So what I want B से लेके D तक के सारी element चाहिए according to the index, which you cannot do in ILOC. Here only indexing, it only takes integer values. So you can do it in LOC. If you want any particular specific column, you will get to know more in data frame, which we'll be learning in the next session. In that, if you want any particular column name, then you can write it in .loc, but you cannot do it in .ILOC because I stands for integer values. It will take only integer. It is same as slicing only. So see, if you will use .loc, the output is BCD. If you say ILOC, it will take your elements from 0 to 2, not 3. 3 will be left one. Indexing says L minus 1, minimum length minus 1. So if you are writing here 3, it will take only till 2, 0, 1 and 2. But the total element will be 3. Now, this is the same if you want to use indexing through label, which I have already mentioned into the .loc. Let's see one more example of this. See if I have created array and dot 3 refers to the index number. No, dot 3 refers to the, you can, first of all, you cannot use, we have a doubt saying that LOC can be used as an integer can be used inside the LOC. Inside the LOC, you can definitely use integer. If there is any indexing which you have written instead of ABCD, if you have written 1, 2, 3, 4, you can definitely go through using LOC. But in LOC, if you use 1, 2, 3, 4, suppose if I have written 1 is to 3, then it will take first value, second value, and third value, all three values. The last index will not be left out, which is in case of ILOC. If you go for ILOC, in that the last index has been left out. Here it says that आपको 3 तक लेना है, but 3 के पहले एक लेना है. It is all indexing. See 0, 1, 2 and 3. So they want before 3. That means 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1. That means 1, 2, 3 will be the output of it. You can see the output and only it will be clear to you more. It is all indexing over here. It's not the position of the element. It's the position of the element. It's not like कि आप first element को first बोल रहे हो. आप first element को zero element बोल रहे हो. According to the indexing, it is 0. Everything works on indexing, and we are discussing only indexing over here. We are not writing the position. Only in LOC you write the position. In LOC, we are saying B is to D. That means आप जो B का element है 2 और D का element है 4, 2, 3, 4 तीनों लेने वाले. Okay, moving on to this. You can use it like if indexing has been deliberately, if indexing has been given, as I already mentioned, this is one more example of it. So if I want to print the any single element, you can do it like this. See, all the elements are there in the serial SCR. So what can I do? I can access a single element. Till now I was telling you we can use 5 elements, 6 elements together. But if you want a single element, you can go like this. You can just mention its index over there and then serial indexing of it. And then you can see the output. That 16th number पे आपका कौन सा element is 0, so you can run it like this. Now there are some of the binary operations on it. It is like addition, deletion, multiplication. There are so many functions associated with it. It has only 10 minutes more is remaining. So I'll rejoin this meeting. Rejoin this meeting again. Only 10 minutes or more is remaining for the meeting. So I don't know when it might get end up. So discussing on the binary operations. Binary operations, as you all are clear, it's addition, subtraction, multiplication. So this will also go into your journal. I'll be sharing you the journal question along with it. Now, yes, Divya. Any doubts, Divya?
Yes, ma'am. Now for selecting one element of a series, we can use the LOC command.
For selecting one, why do you want to use LOC? For selecting one,
In case I want to select at the 5th location, I want to select.
No, you can select. You can directly give the label name. That means whatever the particular label name do you want to give, you can give it. You can usually use LOC for selecting one element. But that would be like, why do you want to use it when we have directly indexing given over here like this? Directly आप indexing डाल सकते हो उसके अंदर. Even though if you want to use, you can go with it. There is no issues with it.
Okay.
Any more doubts related to this? Because you have to perform this. Don't forget you have to perform this. I have included all the examples here, but then also you have to perform it yourself also. Okay, going on to the binary operations, I've taken simple examples that I have one of the series as 537, another series is 1649. Indexing is ABCD, ABDE. I want to add both of the series. So how can I do is, there is a function saying add. So what I'm doing, data is one of the series and data one is one of the series. Now see, when you go with NumPy, in NumPy, how do you write it? np.add, and in the brackets you mention both the elements, both the arrays which you want to add. But this is not in the case of pandas. Here what do? You mention the first element beforehand. और first element को आपको कौन सा second element add करना है, that will be in your parenthesis. See, while giving the exam, people really gets confused कि कौन सा वाला syntax they have to use it. So in pandas, if you are writing, one element will be outside, another will be inside. If you are going with NumPy, both the element will be inside this. You can compare it with the document given before for the NumPy. So for adding, you will use dot add function, and the syntax will be like this. Field underscore value is equal to 0 will be the by default function. If any value is not given, it will be taken as a 0. It means that. Now similarly, if you want to subtract two series, you can use dot sub as the operation name. These are some of the functions: add, subtraction, multiplication, division, which we can use inside this binary operation. The last slide is there, which is saying that you have two functions, head and tail. Suppose if there is a given series is there and you want to find out the starting two part of it or the lower two part of it. Now you can use slicing also, but slicing gives you an array output. But head and tail gives you a series output. So if you want a series only in your output, how can you do it? You can create a series first. So series is where we are having a series in S, and now you can use a function like this, s dot head and 2. So 2 says that you want the initial 2. 2 is the n. So 2 says that the starting two elements you want. Can you use integer location and show the output of the function? Okay, I'll be showing you just in few minutes. Okay, this is the functions. Add function is there. Arjit wants to see the output of it. So if add is there, we were having two series 5237 1649. So what it will match the indexes, and according